number 3 Texas A&M going into a not so scary night game in Death Valley and beating, number 20 LSU 49-25. 49-25, I know that's 24 points. That makes it sound a lot closer than it actually was. Like Texas A&M, they were doing whatever they wanted to the Tigers. And they've been doing that since last year, actually. In the last 2 games, Texas A&M, they've outscored LSU 66-13 in the second halves of these last 2 games. And if you're watching this rivalry, you might as well just tune in only after halftime, because that's when you'll see what the real story of the game is. LSU led in both games after the break, but since the start of the second half, last year, the Aggies, I don't know, they just have LSU's number, and they've been able to flip the switch and absolutely destroy LSU. In this game, LSU they led after the half, 18-14, and then Texas A&M, they were able to score 31 points before LSU's backup quarterback came in. I think Nussmeier had some injury. He was able to come in and score a touchdown in garbage time, basically. How did Texas A&M win this game? To me, came down to excellent play from Marcel Reed. He was decent through the air, 202 yards through the air, 2 touchdowns, but he also had 2 interceptions. But against an LSU defense like this, not that you expect it, but it can happen. But he did kill LSU with his legs. He had another 108 yards on the ground and 2 more touchdowns, rushing by himself. I wanted to take a look actually at a couple of plays and break down, with you, Aaron, how Marcel Reed might have had his Heisman moment.
Mm-hmm.
So on this first play here, it's going to be a scramble touchdown by Marcel Reed in the first quarter to kind of open up the game. On this kind of play, what are you seeing from Texas A&M side, and what are you seeing on LSU side on defense?
Sure. So Texas A&M, they're in a shotgun. They got the wide receivers out on the edge, so you got to protect, and spread out and be pass first in this, because it looks like they're pass first right now in this type of offense, right? So you only got 4 linemen down front, and you got 2 linebackers. So, I mean, you got to have your DBs out there ready to cover whoever. But it looks like, from this play, if you go ahead and run it, he's scrambling,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's just a freaking nature type of play right here, man. He gets
right boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freaking nature, Heisman-like plays right there, because your average quarterback is not going to be able to back up in the pocket 10 or 15 yards and then all of a sudden just use that space in the field to his advantage, right? I honestly don't think Haynes King is doing that type of versatility or, speedy plays like that.
Mm-hmm. I want to take another look at it. This is like from behind. So this is what he sees. And I think, like you said, it's going to be pass first. It looks like, his receivers are.
It's almost like, it's almost like he used that rollout to his advantage. He saw how aggressive the LSU defense shifted over, and it just created that big gap, like he was parting a sea, right? And so I think he just turned into a ball carrier and saw that opening.
Look at this gap right here.
Exactly. Okay. And so that's just
QB vision.
Great IQ, great vision. Boom. Hit the hole.
I love that move right there. Boom.
With that much space, don't let anybody touch you. That's easier said than done, but that's what a great athlete does.
Yeah. So that was with his legs. I wanted to showcase his passing as well. This was a touchdown pass to Casey Concepcion. This was a player that we mentioned, like Marcel Reed has to be able to trust. You're good going up against their good, but in order for you to win, you need to be able to like hit these guys here. Yeah. So this one was
drops him back, using his legs, but keeping his eyes upfield. Like, maybe somebody will, but how do you stop that?
Yeah. Literally. So this is another look, the QB vision.
Yep.
He scrambles just a little bit, sees his guy. Boom.
He's making his case, dude. He deserves to be up there on that Heisman list, right? He's making almost Johnny football like plays.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens for the rest of the season, but they are definitely proven to be one of the best offenses and best teams in the nation right now.
For sure. Top to bottom, offense and defense, great team. So, Casey Concepcion, he had an amazing game. I thought the dagger in this game was by him again. He had a 79-yard punt return. It stretched the lead to 10 in the third quarter, but you could tell that the game was slipping away from LSU. You could tell they didn't really have a response, or they just lost all their kind of mojo. And then that was kind of it. That's when the fire Brian Kellys and all the fans started leaving the stadium. That's kind of when that all started going down. So Texas A&M, they have a solid hold of first place in the SEC now. I'm not sure if we'll see them lose another one, even with Texas as the last game on their schedule. LSU has lost 3 out of their last 4, so not a good look. They still have Alabama and Oklahoma on their schedule. So, Aaron, do you think Brian Kelly makes it to the end of this season?
Quickly answer, no. I don't think Brian Kelly makes it to the end of the season. With tough opponents still on the schedule, this could turn into a 5 or 6 loss season, and that is not the LSU standard. I'm sure they don't want to normalize, what's happening right now. And so I'm putting him in the hottest of hot seats, Mash. Put him in the hot seat. If he doesn't find a way for a miracle to happen, goodbye.
Yeah, I know we're recording this early on a Sunday, so by the time this episode comes out, some action could be taken there. Who knows?